try to miss the class, because it will be not possible for me to revise each and every point in a systematic way. So just a minute. Huh? Okay, so sorry for the interruption. So I hope the screen is visible to you and I am audible to you. And we are interested for this unit number 3, maintenance and condition monitoring. So my intention is to do the revision of this unit, the maintenance part and as well as the condition monitoring part. Yes. And after this revision, you can feel you can score above 80 marks from this particular subject. Okay, so let me share my screen of the presentation so that we can start with the quick revision. So So we have started with this, you can say the toolbox of the technicians or the electricians are having with them. Yes, and we are interested for to do the maintenance. So obviously we need one assembly. So for remembering purpose of this maintenance, I am using this toolbox. Okay. What is the maintenance? Maintenance is a process of finding the faults in any equipment, machine, and also removal of the fault. So we have to find the fault first, and we have to remove the fault also. So that is our intention, being an maintenance engineer. Yes. So maintenance can be before the breakdown or it can be after the breakdown. Okay. Now, this is the standard definition. If someone asks you, the industry person, what is the maintenance? So you have to say in such a way that it is a combination of all the technical and administrative actions, including the supervision actions intended to retain an item in or restore it to a state in which it can perform a required function. We know that certain electrical equipment will perform certain application. तुम्हाला कळत असेल की इलेक्ट्रिकल फॅनचं ऍप्लिकेशन काय आहे, एअर सर्क्युलेट करायचं. हीटरचं ऍप्लिकेशन काय आहे, वी आर इंटरेस्टेड टू यू कॅन से टू बॉईल आवर वॉटर. So that is the intention of heater. So we have to make the technical and administrative action including supervision. Why we have to do? Our intended to retain an item in or restore it to a state in which it can perform a required function. The required function त्या गोष्टीकडून होत नसेल, so you can say we need the maintenance. Yes, so this is the definition of maintenance. What does the maintenance department do in the company? Obviously, the maintenance department do a major role inside the industry, and if the maintenance department is strong or it is active, our you can say the revenue is going to increase day by day. Yes, so that is a role of maintenance department in the company. The maintenance activities are either repairing or either for the replacement. So if the repairing is not applicable or it is not you can say acceptable, then obviously we have to replace that particular component or that particular part, but at minimum possible cost, because being an engineer, our intention is to minimize the cost always. Yes, it is not like we are involving the tremendous cost in our equipments, so that our final product cost will also going to increase. Hence, we have to minimize the cost so that our final product cost will be cheaper. Yes. This is the maintenance department objectives inside the plant or inside the company. So we have to maximize the production, minimize the energy use, optimize the useful life of equipment, providing the budgetary control, optimizing the resource utilization, reduce the breakdown, reduce the downtime. So these concepts are same somewhat. Improving the equipment efficiency, improving the inventory control, and implementing the cost reduction. So you can say the 10 objectives or 10 applications are of maintenance department. So this plays an important role. The maintenance objectives we have discussed just now, and one important point is the customer satisfaction should be there. So after having or after doing the maintenance, the customer will get satisfied. येस, असं त्याला वाटतं कामा नाही की याने माझ्याकडून जास्त पैसे घेतले किंवा याने माझ्याकडे जे काम होतं ते पहिल्यापेक्षा खराब करून ठेवलं. येस, त्याला मराठीत एक म्हण आहे, आगीतून निघाले आणि पपुटात जाऊन पडले. इन व्हॉट? येस, सेम वे customer satisfaction is important for as a maintenance objective. Now this is the maintenance types. So we are interested for planned maintenance and we are interested for the unplanned maintenance. Let me use the other pen so that it can write easily. Okay. So if someone asks you what are the types of maintenance, so just a minute, let me close my door so that you can easily hear the voice. Just a minute. Okay. So you can see from this diagram or from this tree diagram that they are interested for the different maintenance procedure. So maintenance procedure, first is planned maintenance and second is unplanned maintenance. What is the planned maintenance? Planned maintenance is divided into three subtypes: preventive, corrective and predictive. The preventive is again divided into three subtypes: running, shutdown and scheduled maintenance. Yes, and corrective maintenance are divided into two types: breakdown maintenance and shutdown maintenance. Yes, and obviously the unplanned maintenance is under the category of emergency maintenance. Yes, so if we are following this planned maintenance regularly, yes, so there will be the less chances of this unplanned maintenance. But we cannot say or we cannot guarantee that 100% having the planned maintenance will make the 0% of the unplanned maintenance. It is not the case. Yes, because the electrical machine is unpredictable. Yes, at some point after doing the satisfactory work, it can get into the failure state also. Yes, so that can be the inherent property of that particular electrical machine, but we can reduce this breakdown nearly to 0%. Yes, so that we need the maintenance. Yes, the next part is the plant maintenance. We are interested for the types of plant maintenance. So first is the preventive maintenance, second is the corrective maintenance, and third is the you can say the predictive maintenance. Yes, so obviously there will be the question will be asked for you to explain the preventive maintenance. So preventive maintenance is the category of plant maintenance. Yes, so for preventive maintenance I always used one sentence that prevention is better than cure. Yes, so by that sentence you have to start your prevention maintenance. What is the preventive maintenance? It is a set of objectives or it is a set of activities that are performed on plant equipment, machinery and systems before the occurrence of fault. Preventive means we have to take the precaution before the occurrence of fault or before the occurrence of failure. We have to protect them. Yes, it means there are steps are involved. So the first step is analyzing the maintenance system, reviewing the system, prioritizing the maintenance, train the maintenance staff and implementing the maintenance plan. So these 5 steps we need. Yes, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5. Okay, now what is the first step? Analyze means we have to list out the maintenance system. So listing every piece of equipment and assign a set of identification. We have to give the number to each unit to determine the health status of each piece. Create a downtime log of each asset that is essential to overall business. Create the service request sheet for each asset. So what is the second step? We have to review the system, starting with the highest priority asset. So which is having the, you can say, the high cost that we have to review. Each system downtimes and production logs should be reviewed. Operator's manual should be reviewed for maintenance and repair schedule. So I told you the role of these operators, you can say manual. Yes, each should be inspected. Areas that need for repair to be listed and prioritize the repairs that need to be made. Yes, so we have to make one, you can say, schedule for doing this maintenance. Now after this, after identifying, after reviewing, we have to make the priority. Yes, so any issue with the problem in procedure or gardening in priority. So starting with the highest priority as a reasonable operational goal for average time needs to be set. Most manufacturer will rate their system at 80%. Yes, so this is the making the priority. The fourth is train the maintenance staff. So we have to make our staff so strong that they can do the maintenance at their own. Yes, so training must be important and it is crucial to ensure the success. Yes, and the fifth point is we have to implement the maintenance plan. Yes, so obviously there is a checklist is available inside the company, and that according to that checklist we have to make the tick after doing the work. तुम्ही बघितलं असेल कदाचित, तुम्ही जर तुमची व्हेकल किंवा तुमची जी मोपेड गाडी आहे तुम्ही जेव्हा ज्यावेळेस सर्व्हिसिंगला जातात त्यावेळेस तो व्यक्ती येतो तुमच्याजवळ, तुम्हाला नाव विचारतो, गाडीचा नंबर विचारतो, गाडी कोणाच्या नावावर आहे ते विचारतो, गाडी किती किलोमीटर फिरली आहे ते बघतो, गाडीत किती पेट्रोल आहे ते बघतो, आणि त्याकडे चेकलिस्ट असते आणि चेकलिस्टनुसार तो त्या पॉईंटवर टिक करत जातो. जी गोष्ट त्याला ओके वाटते ती गोष्टीला टिक करतो तो, आणि जी गोष्ट त्याला फॉल्टी वाटते किंवा जिथून आवाज येतो त्या गोष्टीला तो काय करतो, ब्लँक सोडतो. येस, इन दॅट वे we are making the implementing the maintenance plan. So the checklist is provided, and then this checklist will go with the mechanic. मग ती चेकलिस्ट ही कोणाकडे जाते, मेकॅनिक कडे जाते. मेकॅनिक बघतो कुठे कुठे फॉल्ट त्याला अनटिक दिसत आहे आणि त्या पार्टला तो रिपेअर करतो. येस, सो there are benefits of you can say preventive maintenance. So the first benefit is it keeps the equipment in good condition. So I have made the intentionally the bold. Yes, so you can read directly. It prolongs the effective of life of the equipment. So it will increase the life. It will detect the fault at early stages, and it reduces the equipment or process failure. Ultimately, it will help in reducing the process variability. It reduces the unplanned downtime, and it keeps the equipment safer. So these are the benefits of preventive maintenance. Obviously, there are disadvantages also. So what are the disadvantages? The major disadvantage is the labor intensive. We have to spare some cost to do a preventive maintenance. Yes, it includes the performance of unneeded maintenance, and the risk of damage when conducting unneeded maintenance should be high. Yes, so these are the advantages and disadvantages of preventive maintenance. Second is the corrective maintenance, and corrective maintenance is also called as breakdown maintenance. Yes, what is the corrective maintenance or breakdown maintenance? The corrective maintenance can be defined as the maintenance carried out to restore the unserviceable equipment that has stopped working to acceptable standard. मला कळत असेल आता की एखादी गोष्ट जर ब्रेकडाऊन झाली सो ऑब्विसली त्याला आपल्याला रिपेअर करावं लागतं. येस, आणि जर ती गोष्ट इम्पॉर्टंट असेल तर तुम्ही त्याला रिपेअर केल्याशिवाय राहत नाही. घरातला टीव्ही, जर घरातला टीव्ही जर खराब झाला किंवा बंद पडला तर तुम्ही लगेच तुमच्या आईला पप्पाला सांगतात की तू टीव्ही रिपेअर करून आणा, जेणेकरून मला काही प्रोग्राम्स जे चांगले नॉलेज देणारे प्रोग्राम असतील, डिस्कवरी, येस, नॅशनल जिओग्राफी, हे बघता येतील अशी मला अपेक्षा आहे. येस, सेम वे वी आर इंटरेस्टेड टू डू द करेक्टिव्ह मेंटेनन्स. सो व्हॉट आर द ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह ऑफ दिस करेक्टिव्ह मेंटेनन्स? सो इट एलिमिनेट द ब्रेकडाऊन. येस, सबसिक्वेंट ब्रेकडाऊन्स आय एम गोइंग टू से. येस, ब्रेकडाऊन झालेला आहे मशीन, पण त्याच्यानंतर परत ब्रेकडाऊन होणार नाही. Eliminate the deviations from optimum operating conditions. It eliminate the necessary repairs and optimize all critical plant system. What are the prerequisites? We need the standard maintenance procedure to carry out this maintenance, and a thorough verification process is necessary to ensure the completion of repair. What are the steps? Again, there are 5 steps. You have to recognize of its existence. We have to localize the failure within the system. We have to diagnose the fault within the equipment. We have to replace or we have to repair sometimes for that particular fault or failed item. And we have to check out and returning the system to the service. So obviously we can explain this point at our own. Yes, hence I have not explained the point here. Yes, तुम्हाला कळत असेल की आता तुम्ही थर्ड इयरला आले आहात, थोडे हुशार झाले असाल. येस, आणि यू कॅन राईट बाय लुकिंग ॲट दिस पर्टिक्युलर वर्ड. येस, नाउ ऑब्वियसली देर आर ॲडव्हान्टेजेस. इट लोअर्स द शॉर्ट टर्म कॉस्ट अँड इट रिक्वायर्स अ लेस स्टाफ सिन्स लेस वर्क इज बिंग डन. जी गोष्ट फेल्युअर झाली असेल त्यालाच आपण करेक्टिव्ह मेंटेनन्स करतो, म्हणजे मला कमी स्टाफ लागेल आणि त्यामुळे कमी टाइम पण लागेल मला त्या गोष्टीसाठी. येस, obviously there are disadvantages. It increases the long term cost and it's possible secondary equipment or process damage. So जर the equipment failure झालं, so we have to use the secondary equipment, parallel equipment, and it prone to neglect the assets. Yes, so these are the disadvantages of the corrective maintenance. So this is the important difference between preventive and corrective, or you can say breakdown maintenance. Yes, so if I'm interested to do the preventive maintenance, that should be done before the failure of fault. And for the corrective maintenance, we have to use after a failure. Yes. Third maintenance is the predictive maintenance. It is also called as condition based maintenance. जी कंडिशन आहे ना इक्विपमेंटची, त्या कंडिशन मधून ठरवायचं की त्याला मेंटेनन्सची गरज आहे का नाही. What are the introduction? It is the most method, or you can say it is a method in which the service life of important part is predicted based on the inspection or diagnosis in order to use the parts to the limit of their service life. It reduces the unscheduled breakdown. It ensures that the machine is acceptable condition after repair, and preventive maintenance is time based. जसं टाइम आला तसं आपल्याला ते प्रेडिक्टिव्ह मेंटेनन्स हे करावं लागेल. प्रेडिक्टिव्ह पाहिजे. येस, मी लास्ट टाइम सुद्धा बोललो होतो ही कन्सेप्ट. Activities such as changing the lubricant based on time, such as calendar time or equipment run time. For example, most of the service provider advise to change the oil in the transformer or inside the vehicle. Yes, every 5,000 to 10,000 kilometer or from 3 to 6 months. What are the methods of predictive maintenance? So vibration analysis, oil analysis, thermal imaging, or equipment observation we are using. So you can see over here, predictive maintenance uses some standards of the condition monitoring. Yes. When the predictive maintenance is working effectively as a maintenance strategy, the maintenance is only performed on machines when it is required. It means just before the failures is likely to occur. Yes, तुम्हाला ते आयडेंटिफाय करता आलं पाहिजे की where we have to use the predictive maintenance. What are the advantages? It reduces the breakdown losses, the maintenance cost of the equipment it will going to reduce. It will reduces the total maintenance time. It increases the component operational life. It reduces the part and labor cost. It saves the energy. It allows the primitive corrective actions. It improves the safety and environment. The product quality is better, and it increases the net operating profit. Yes. Obviously, there are disadvantages. The cost of condition monitoring of equipment needed for predictive maintenance is often high. जे आपण टेक्निक्स बघितलेत ना, ऑइल अनालिसिस, थर्मल अनालिसिस, यांची कॉस्ट ही काय असते, ही खूप जास्त असते. Skill level and experienced worker we are needed. Yes, so the investment on diagnostic this equipment required is very high. So these are the disadvantages of the preventive maintenance. We are interested to apply the maintenance for particular transformer. We know that transformer requires a less maintenance. Why? Because it uses or it has a static parts. Okay. Now, whenever we are interested for the static part, we need the less maintenance. Yes. One can say 100% condition maintenance causes the 0% breakdown. Yes. But we have to do the maintenance. So what is the maintenance we have to do? We have to do the preventive maintenance. I'm not going to read each and every line because I have explained this line in clearly whenever we are interested for this particular topic. So I have already told you transformer is a device which has a low maintenance. Yes. Or you can say it requires a maintenance, but it is not a maintenance free device. Yes. So which maintenance we have to do? We have to do the preventive maintenance. What is the meaning of preventive maintenance? We have to use the oil sampling. It means the routine checkups, electrical measurements such as insulation resistance, winding resistance. Yes, that we have to measure. Next is the induction motor maintenance. We know that induction motor is a rotating part, and as soon as there is a rotating parts are available, it requires the maintenance. So the maintenance are classified into two types: restorative and protective maintenance. It is the most primary type of repairs. It arises after a fault being carried out. Restorative maintenance has many disadvantages like lesser time for the useful life, waste of valuable energy, and it is known as corrective maintenance also. What is the protective maintenance? We have to protect our equipment from its failure. So the type of maintenance can be referred to the schedule of plant maintenance actions. Examples of protective maintenance are changing the oil, greasing, tightening the bolt or belt, or changing the filters. So this is called as a protective maintenance. Yes. So here I have explained you the protective maintenance definition, and we are interested for the two motors actually, the squirrel cage motor and wound type rotor motor. Yes, in the squirrel cage induction motor, the maintenance required is very less because it does not contain the brush, commutators and slip rings. But as soon as the slip ring motor is available, it uses the slip ring brushes, so it requires a maintenance. Yes. So what can be the fault inside the, you can say, the induction motor? So the stator winding fault and bearing fault, or you can say rotor faults are available. Yes. Now we are interested for the maintenance for every week, for every 5 to 6 months. So what we are going to do for every week? We have to examine the commutator, we have to examine the starter switch, we have to examine the fuse, we have to examine the control, see that the machine brought up to the rated speed in normal time or not. ती मोटर आपल्याला रन करून बघायला लागेल की ती नॉर्मल टाइम मध्ये ती स्पीड घेते आहे का नाही. Check the level of oil in the bearings. So this we can do for every week. After 5 to 6 months, we have to clean thoroughly. So we have to check the brushes if there is a wear and tear. So we have to replace. We have to examine the brush holders. We have to clean them. We have to drain or wash out or replace the oil in sleeve bearings. We have to check the grease in ball and bearings. See that all the covers, belt and gear guards are in place, and inspect the Titan connections on motor and control. What we have to do after a year? We have to clean out and renew the grease in ball. We have to do the clean out of magnetic dirt that may be clinging to the poles. Magnetic poles la magnetic dirt ही काही वेळेस जमा होते. So that we have to make the clean. We have to make sure check the clearance between the shaft and journal boxes of the sleeve, and clean out the undercut slots in the commutator. We have to examine the connections between the commutator and armature coils. We have to check or test the insulation with the help of mega ohmmeter, and we have to check the important called as air gap after every year. Yes. So there is no need to check the air gap for every day or for every week or for every, you can say, months. We have to do at 365 days only. Okay. The next is alternator maintenance. So the following points are to be considered while carrying the maintenance for the alternator. We know that alternator is also called as synchronous generator. So if the question will be asked for you, explain the synchronous generator maintenance. So you have to write for the alternator maintenance only. What we have to do? We have to clean the alternator ventilation. We have to check the insulation resistance of stator and rotor. We have to check the air gap between the stator and rotor. We have to check the slip rings. We have to check or we have to clean the carbon brushes. We have to use the brush contacting pressure to be checked by spring balance, and automatic voltage regulators are to be checked and cleaned off from oil or dust. We have to check the oil level. We have to use the vacuum cleaner we can use to remove the dust. The terminal box can be checked properly. All the connections in the terminal box are tightened properly. So the cleval gland to be checked for integrity. Force ventilation around the alternator must be maintained in all time. Check heater for proper operation. So this is the case for thermal plant. The foundation of bolts of alternator to be checked, and after the maintenance is performed, no load test should be carried out. Because see, after doing the maintenance, our work is to check the motor by, you can say, application of voltage or current, and if it gives a satisfactory result, then you can say that machine is okay for use. Now we are interested for the insulation parameter, and we know that the insulation plays an important role inside the electrical machinery. So the main reason of insulation failure is the heat. The heat is a primary reason of failure of insulation. No doubt natural deterioration is going to happen. Yes, moisture, you can say chemical deterioration, mechanical damage, sunlight and excessive voltage stresses are the reasons of insulation failure. What are the factors which affect the insulating material? So the temperature is a major factor. So if the temperature increases, the insulation resistance is going to decrease, and after the decreasing of insulation resistance, the current flowing through that particular insulator is going to increase, and that is not permissible. Okay. The moisture plays or it will affect the insulating material. Mechanical stresses, the vibration produces the failure of insulating material. The thermal stresses, heat, which we have discussed earlier. Electrical stresses due to the lightning and deposition of dust, dirt and oil and impurities can be a parameter which affect the life of insulating material. Now, what is the meaning of insulation deterioration? We know that because of heat, the insulator loses its property. So that is called as the insulation deterioration. Yes. So you can see every 10 degrees Celsius in rise in temperature above the limit. So we have seen the, you can say the class and as well as the temperature. So if we are interested for the Y class, then obviously we have to use the temperature as 90 degree. But if the temperature is beyond 90 degree, let's say 100 degrees Celsius, then obviously the insulator starts deteriorating its property and the life of that particularly decreases nearly to the half. जर माझी याची लाईफ ही वाय क्लासची जर 10 इयर असेल तर ते 5 इयरला येऊन जाईल. येस. Now, what are the following causes of the insulation deterioration? So first is the formation of crack. तुम्हाला सांगितलं होतं मी की जर मी insulating material consider केलं, after application of high voltage, suddenly it will forms a tracks. असे tracks हे तयार होतात. Yes. And because of this track, the current leaks. Yes. Because of presence of oxygen and humidity, there will be the chances of insulation deterioration. So the rubber will get oxidized and cracks when exposed to light. The third is excessive electrical stresses. So because of this electrical stress, one can say there is an insulation deterioration is going to happen. Same way, chemical deterioration is also the reason of insulation deterioration. Okay. So moisture causes the deterioration of a transformer oil and the moisture creates a special problem in enclosed equipment. ज्यावेळेस एखादा डबा हा बंद असतो आणि आपल्या घरामध्ये असतो तर तुम्ही बघितलं असेल की काही दिवसांनी त्याच्यामध्ये इन्सेक्ट्स हे तयार होतात. येस. सेम वे इफ आवर इक्विपमेंट इज पॅक्ड, there is no air circulation or there is no air ventilation is available, so moisture is going to develop and because of that moisture you can say there is a formation of spark inside the you can say the insulator. Yes. The fifth cause is mechanical stress. So vibration plays an important role for this mechanical stress. We cannot avoid this vibration, but we can minimize this vibration by having the perfect, you can say, the foundation. Incompatibility of dielectric losses or you can say dielectric material. So if you are choosing different material according to the different combination, then the insulation deterioration can going to happen. Next is the concept of polarization index, and in the yesterday's class also we have finished the experiment also how to test the polarization index. So we have to make the preparation of this, and I told you we have to use the mega ohm meter for this purpose. And what is the ratio? It is a ratio of 10 minute to the 1 minute. Yes. So the recommended value is at least 2, or you can say greater than 2. Yes. So if you are going to say our polarization index is 4, so it is the best material. Yes. So the new equipments which we are going to brought from the shop, so that has having the value as 4. The principle is very same. We have to apply the voltage first. The current is going to develop, and because of this voltage and current ratio, we will get the value of resistance. That is the principle. The dielectric absorption ratio is again the same concept, but we have to use the ratio at 30 second to 15 second, or we can use the 60 second to 30 second. Yes. So this to this and this to this. Yes. Believe me, you can use the ratio as 60 second by 30 second. Yes. याच्यामध्ये confusion करू नका की 60 second ला जर तुम्ही 15 second लिहिलं, you will get 0 marks. Yes. So the criteria is also same. 1.4 the insulator is best. 1.0 or less the insulator is bad. So we have to replace this insulator. Yes. The concept of condition monitoring. So we have started with unit number 3B now. Okay, so 3A is finished and we are interested for 3B. Okay, what is the meaning of condition monitoring? Regular checking is nothing but the condition monitoring, and after checking the parameter, we have to do the maintenance. Yes, so 100% condition maintenance causes 0% breakdown, and it is a process of monitoring a parameter of a condition in machinery in order to identify a significant change which is indicative of a developing fault. So this is nothing but the condition monitoring which we are interested. So one can say it is a major component of predictive maintenance. आता तुम्हाला कळालं असेल की ज्यावेळेस मी आज प्रेडिक्टिव्ह मेंटेनन्सची रिव्हिजन घेतली त्यावेळेस तुम्हाला कळालं असेल की मी प्रेडिक्टिव्ह मेंटेनन्स मध्ये कंडिशन मॉनिटरिंग हे यूज करतो आहे. Yes, and because of this condition monitoring techniques is involved in predictive maintenance, so the cost of this maintenance is very high. तुम्हाला कळत असेल की आपण 3 टाइपचे मेंटेनन्स बघितले. कोणतं? प्रिव्हेंटिव्ह, करेक्टिव्ह अँड थर्ड इज प्रेडिक्टिव्ह. तुम्हाला क्वेश्चन विचारतात बऱ्यापैकी की विच मेंटेनन्स इज involve the high cost. Obviously this maintenance, predictive maintenance, involves a high cost because it uses a condition monitoring technique. The condition monitoring has a unique benefit in that conditions that would shorten the normal lifespan can be addressed before they develop in major failure. So one can say condition monitoring and protection are closely related functions. The approach to the implementation of each is, however, quite different. Yes. So we have seen the example as corrosion and misalignment of shaft. So these two effects will develop inside, or it will result into the fracture and it will result into the deformation. Deformation म्हणजे काय? मराठीत सांगतो की आपली जागा एका ठिकाणाहून दुसऱ्या ठिकाणी सोडणे, that is called a deformation. बऱ्याच वेळा ऑनलाईन क्लासमध्ये चालू असताना तुम्ही डिफॉर्म होतात स्वतःला. कुठे मध्येच किचन मध्ये जातात, कुठे मध्येच हॉलमध्ये येतात, कुठे मध्येच तुमच्या स्टडी रूम मध्ये जातात. येस, सो डिफॉर्मेशन इज गोइंग टू हॅपन विथ एव्हरी ह्युमन बीइंग. येस, सेम वे दिस डिफॉर्मेशन इज गोइंग टू हॅपन विथ अवर shaft also, misalignment. These two effects will develop the main shaft failure. Yes, and one can say these two are the root causes and this is our failure mode. Yes, so we have to find out the root cause analysis from this failure mode to root cause analysis, and we have to go from this condition monitoring and diagnosis from this root cause to failure mode. Now what are the failure mode or root causes? You can say the types. The defective design of manufacturer can lead to the, you can say, the failure root cause. The second is defective material. The third is defective installation, overspeed, overload, component failure, excessive temperature, winding over temperature, and bearing over temperature. And second is the failure mode. I have divided the failure mode into two types, the electrical mode and mechanical mode. So electrical mode involves the electrical parameters. So it is nothing but the core insulation, stator winding insulation, rotor winding, brush gear, slip ring, commutator failure, and electrical trip. In the mechanical side, we are interested for the bearing fault, the rotor mechanical integrity, and stator mechanical integrity. Okay. Now there is a difference between preventive maintenance and condition monitoring. Yes. For this, we must know the possible causes of failure. आता इथे मी प्रिव्हेंटिव्ह घेतले बरं, प्रेडिक्टिव्ह नाही आहे, because predictive is a component of condition monitoring. So we cannot compare with predictive with preventive. Predictive with condition monitoring. Yes, but we can compare with preventive with condition monitoring. Yes. So condition monitoring is an organized technique. Yes, with supportive aid like scan, graph, infrared images from past experience to found the cause of failure well in advance. Yes, and what is the preventive? Preventive means we have to take care before the fault, but it is difficult to achieve this maintenance because we don't know what type of fault can be there inside the machine. What is the purpose of condition monitoring? It reduces the cost, it extends the life, it improves the reliability, and it optimizes the maintenance cost. Yes, but no doubt the cost involving this condition monitoring is very high. Yes, the condition monitoring techniques are standardized in 4: vibration analysis, oil analysis, thermal analysis, and ultrasound analysis. And we are interested for this thermal analysis. So what is the thermal analysis? You can see over here the picture of the person. And if we are going to see with the help of thermography camera, then we are going to find out the hotspots and we will get the temperature. Yes. So it has a formula: incident energy is equal to emitted energy plus transmitted energy plus reflected energy. And the definitions are also available. And we can store this image in any format. Either we can use for JPG format, or we can see on our mobile also, as well as our laptop also. Why thermography is needed? So it is a non-contact technique. Rapid scanning is available. Data can be recorded, and images produced are comprehensive or reliable. Yes. The motto is very important. See the image. We have to see the image. See the temperature. So we have to see the graph, or we have to see the bar graph. We will see the hotspots inside this image. After seeing the temperature, we can identify the problem. Which problem or which part will get affected because of that hot spots. Yes. The advantages are same: non-contact, non-intrusive, can work at a distance, it is fast, it is reliable, it is portable, and it can prevent or it can present the data in visual and digital form. The disadvantage is the cost only. The cost is very high, but it is a handy equipment we can take at any point or at any substation, and we can detect the hotspots or the temperature rise inside the thermal cameras or thermal images. And it will not detect the inside temperature if the medium is separated by glass or polythene material. Polythene म्हणजे आपली जी पिशवी असतात ना, त्या पॉलिथिन मटेरियल मध्ये जर असेल तुमचं जर इक्विपमेंट, तर it cannot detect the temperature. So we have to take it out from glass also and polythene material. Yes. So these are the thermal images scan I have taken from the internet, and you can see the hotspots are observed. So this is the highest temperature, above 120 degree. Yes. This is the fan, normal fan, and after capturing with the thermal camera, we will see this difference. And after looking at this particular, you can say the hot readings, we can check the connections, and we can dismantle this, you can say the fan, and we can find out why there is a hotspot is going to observe for this. The fuse box, obviously the leads are there, so lead produces the heat. Yes, so that can be captured. The electrical connections, so correlated connections can be identified, slack or loose connectors can be identified, the hotspots we can identify, and the connectors at too high an operating temperature we can identify. So electrical motor, that is operation, we can see, and here you can see the overrated bearings, motor bearings are get overrated. Yes, so this is the interesting point, and this is the normal picture. High voltage substation we can use for this thermal cameras, and we can identify the hot connection. You can see this is the connection. Yes, isolator is connected to the main line. Yes, so it will gives you the hotspots. Yes. So I hope you understood this unit number 3 clearly. Today I have not covered the, you can say the question paper. So in 2 minutes I will discuss the question paper. So I have forgotten the question paper discussion. So just a minute, let me share my question paper again, so that we can see what are the important parts from this unit. Okay. So this is the, you can say, just a minute. This is October 19. I have to open. Okay. So I hope the screen is visible to you. I guess no. Okay, just a minute. So you can see the image of the question paper, and we are interested for this October 19 in semester paper. So you can see the 30 marks paper, and we have seen the question 1, 2, 3, 4, and today we are interested for question number 5 and 6. So explain the different insulation stressing factors. आता तुम्हाला थोडं इंटरनेटवर सर्च करावं लागेल ह्या क्वेश्चनच्या रिलेटेड. different stressing factors कोणते आहेत ते. Yes, or you can go for or question, explain the planned maintenance and preventive maintenance of a transformer. Yes, and what is the thermography, and explain the role of it in condition monitoring of equipment. Yes, what is the question 5b? Write a short note of following: importance of maintenance, objective of maintenance, and preventive maintenance of induction motor. So you can go for this question B6. Yes, and you can solve this question paper. From this end semester exam, you can see the question will be asked for, let's say the question is yes, explain the process of condition monitoring of the transformer bushing. Yes, so this part is not in your syllabus, so this you can say this part is removed from your syllabus, so there is no need to study this part, because in your syllabus they have mentioned clearly the maintenance of a transformer, induction motor, and alternator. Yes, and that we have finished. And this is the second question paper, and here you can see the what are the faults that occur in induction motor and what are the causes. So we have seen the stator fault, and we have seen the rotor fault, and we have seen the bearing fault, and the causes also we have discussed for this. Yes, and the second question is the concept of you can say the different failure modes of the transformer. Yes, so this you can say the filtration contamination process is also removed from your syllabus. Yes, so we are not interested for this part, and we are interested for this different failure modes of a transformer. Yes, one of failure modes a transformer. So one can say for the 9 marks, question number 3 will be asked for your end semester exam, and for in semester exam it will be asked for 10 marks. Yes, so this 5 plus 5, 10. Okay, so I hope you understood this concept of revision of condition monitoring. If you have any problem related to this point, then you can contact me at any time. Yes, so just put in the chat box if you have understood some points related to this unit number 3, so that I can know that my division of all the 3 unit is clear to you. Yes, आणि अशी आपण रिव्हिजन ही घेण्याचा प्रयत्न करत राहू नेहमी. येस, सो विशाल is saying yes, Komal yes, Salonke, Dugam, Pratau. What about other 40 students? Gavasne, Khatke, Taure. Yes, so I hope the revision is clear to you, and we have finished the revision of 3 units. Yes, in the next class we will start with unit number 4. Yes, and till now, if you have any doubt related to this 3 unit, you can contact me at any time. You can put the message on WhatsApp also or my email also. I will try to answer that question in that particular day only. Yes, बरेचसे कामं आहेत पाठीमागे किंवा बराचसा वेळ जातो दुसऱ्या कामांमध्ये, सो थोडं ते पेशन्स धरा. येस, and I hope the other teachers are also cooperating you. Yes, so if you are facing any problem related to this any subject or any course, you can convey that problem with the teacher itself, or you can convey to me either. Yes, and about your attendance, I have already circulated the attendance sheet to you, and I already instructed you to change your name. So Vaishnavi Bachute has not changed his name. Chavan Akash has not changed his name. Yes, and believe me, if you are changing your name, then it will be easy for us also to record the attendance. And I have already instructed our teacher not to take the attendance by roll number. We are having the extension with us, the Google Meet add-on extension for the attendance, and from that I am taking the attendance. I hope the other teachers are also taking the same, but if you are not changing your roll number, so they have demanded me to put the message on your WhatsApp group. So in that way, I have put it the message, and I hope you are going to cooperating us. Okay, so Rohit Jagdale has to change his name. Then पवार, ओके, रेडकर, साळुंखे, सोनवणे, ओंकार टपले, टपले चेंज करतो का नाही तुझं नाव तू आता लवकर? हा, अक्षय गोसावी, निशांत शिंदे and Vikrant Sorate. You have to change your name. Okay. And if you are not in the WhatsApp group, then convey that message to particular the admin of that WhatsApp group and be in the group so that you can get the important notification. So next Monday ला जेव्हा तुमचं लेक्चर असेल EIMT चं दुसरं लेक्चर आहे मंडेला, सो त्यावेळेस आपण युनिट नंबर 4 हे डिस्कस करू. आणि जर तुम्ही नाव चेंज केलं नाही तुमचं गुगल अकाउंटचं, सो आय कॅन रिमूव्ह फ्रॉम यू फ्रॉम द मीटिंग. येस, ठीक आहे. सो ही तुम्हाला इन्स्ट्रक्शन आहे आणि तुम्ही फॉलो करसाल अशी मला अपेक्षा आहे. ठीक आहे. ओके, सो यू कॅन लिव्ह द क्लास. थँक्यू फॉर जॉईनिंग द क्लास.